What's up everybody, Radix here, and today we're bringing back another Fortnite mobile VOD review. This time we will be VOD reviewing the subject Rairu. Rairu is a player from the Asian region, 120 FPS and very low ping as he lives in Japan. He's won 10 Cash Cups and he's won the recent 2 Cash Cups back to back. Out of the 6 most recent Cash Cups, he's won 5, which means that in the Opens format he was able to dominate, but also in the Closed Customs format he's able to dominate. That's why we're studying him, because he's consistent, and we will be looking for consistent things within his gameplay. We'll study trends, and I'll give you the trends, so then you can implement that into your own gameplay. We'll be looking at his game plan, early, mid, and end game. We'll look for exactly what he looks for in a pop-off game as well, and how he gets those big kill games, how he gets those late placements, and even wins. And just a quick side note before we jump straight into his review, make sure you guys leave a comment in the comment section on who you guys want to be reviewed for the future of the channel. I know that a lot of you guys have different directions that you guys want to take this with, and I definitely want to hear your opinion. I want to hear what the people want to see. So make sure you do that, and let's just jump right into it. Rairu, much like I Am Noob, who we just recently reviewed, has taken a liking to Lazy Lake. He chooses to land methodically at the center building in order to have natural high ground and also to gain control over the south side and to limit how much the north side person can loot. He chooses to land at this building when he can, but he won't just take a blatant 50-50 onto this area. And when he does end up getting his gold tier loot, he chooses to disengage and fight mid-game where he's more confident and he can't get jumped on. Mid-game is arguably the most important part of Rairu's game plan. During his mid-game, he'll play for a better loadout in order to better equip himself for endgame. And I know you're thinking, how does he guarantee himself to survive all of the engagement that he takes? Surely there are some players that he falls to. Well, the answer is simple. If the fight doesn't go in his favor, he disengages. Unless he's comfortable with the margin of damage that he does onto the opponent player, he will not engage. He will do everything in his power, be it wasting all of your mats to disengage, and when he finds a comfortable engagement and he comes out on top, he reaps the rewards. This clip right now we're about to see coming up, Rairu only has 12 materials. That's because he's just disengaged off of 3 different fights. And when he finally gets that easy elimination that he's finally comfortable with and is nice to play off of, he is setting himself up for endgame brilliantly, and in a higher tier lobby, this strategy will work as well. So for the more stacked lobbies with Storm Surge, this is a decent Storm Surge plan if you're confident with fighting. This next section of Rairu's gameplay is the most aim intensive but also the most rewarding part of his gameplay. Rairu gets the majority of his kills during the endgame, and just before endgame and moving zones start to pull, Rairu sets himself brilliantly in a position that allows him to get kills and picks onto people just with his AR because he has decent aim. This is something that you guys can do too with a bit of decent aim and positioning. When you have that ideal mid-game loadout and when you have that confidence to rotate, be it a grappler, a launch pad, or a guarantee, you can make these mid-game kills happen, mid to end-game kills happen when you're on a power position. He sacrificed materials. We see he's already used over 500 materials just to get onto this position on height, but it allows him to get so many picks. Now, the reason why getting these picks are even useful in the first place is not just because right, you might get a siphon, you might heal up a bit, but you also get the points, and you might be able to recycle and get a refresh on your resources. So Rairu, he just dedicated a lot of materials on to getting that high ground, but he's rewarded with more materials, so that can potentially mean he can expand out without wasting any. Also, often he's rewarded with better loot and often a pad as well, which means free rotations, which means that all of the material that you wasted earlier building up onto high ground, building up onto a power position is then remedied because what he would have used on rotation is then negated by that pad specifically. So next we're about to watch Rairu, just very generic gameplay, floppers, drum gun on height. He then can close out these games because he's on such a powerful position. he's got decent amount of materials, he's got this decent mobility, so he can ignore a lot of the end game being rotations and everything. And this is how he sets up for his big games. It is a formula, it is calculated, it is methodical. And when you get that power weapon, the drum gun, the heavy sniper, when you get a power weapon such as Sky's Scar, things become so much easier for you. And it does become so much easier for Rairu as well, evidently. And with a bit of good aim and with a bit of positioning and the discipline and the lack of pride to disengage during mid-game, you guys can replicate this too. So let's just revise his game plan. Early game, disengage. Doesn't want to take no 50-50s. During mid-game, same thing. He will disengage if he's not comfortable with anything that's happening around him. And during the end game, because he's set up mid-game with some discipline, he can then slay out because of everything that he did to build up to that point. Anyways guys, that'll do for this current VOD review. I hope you guys took away something about the importance of having a consistent game plan, and practice means perfect, so executing this took Rairu lots of time, and we can tell that, you know, even in these custom lobbies, Rairu wasn't able to dominate right away. He placed 41st in the first custom lobby final and then adapted to come first, and then first back to back. So you guys definitely won't see results overnight, but having this will make your thought process in game much clearer, and it will help you feel more confident as a player. So I hope you guys can actually implement some of what is said into your own gameplay to make yourselves a better player. Last but not least, please make sure you guys remember to subscribe, hit that notification bell if you guys want to see more content like this on your feed. Make sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed, and leave a comment about who else you want to see coming up on the channel. And also, do let me know if you guys enjoy content like this, or content more like I Am Noob, or a mix in the middle where I can find a balance. I do want to keep you guys' opinions in the loop and keep you guys informed in terms of shorter videos, longer videos, more analytical, more general stuff, whether you want macro or micro. Furthermore, there will be a new mic coming. I do want the audio quality of these videos to go up, and I do want the editing quality to go up. So do remember to leave any feedback in the comment section, and I'll catch you guys next week.